nothing.
The George and Pudgy Show. Starring Milt Stiltskin as George Coinbridge. Co-starring Bill Dokie as Pudgy Coinbridge. Also starring Schmitzy Poldonka as Maggie Coinbridge. And Margaret Meadow Muffin as Mildred Coinbridge. Along with Falk Miley, Peter Peters, and special guest star Percy Tinkles. Welcome to our presentation of A Hunting We Will Go.
This is the Gum Chewy Radio Network. Tonight's episode of the George and Pudgy Show, A Hunting We Will Go, is brought to you by Dirk Gherkin's brined and pickled fine smoking cigars. Did you know that Dirk Gherkin grows and picks his own tobacco and that he himself rolls his cigars between his thighs before pickling them in the finest Miller Moth vinegars and smoked salts for that smooth, mellow, satisfying flavor you'll only find in a genuine Dirk Gherkin cigar? And by the makers of Mama Floppa's sweet American-style fire-roasted fish balls. Mama Floppa's uses only the finest fish balls money can buy. These fish balls are ripped off at the peak of flavor, then gently washed and fire-roasted over an open pit. They're then canned and cooked in Mama Floppa's special sweet and salty ball water. Mama Floppa's, a name to remember, a taste you won't forget.
When we last left our gang, Pudgy had just started driving to Shelbyville, Tennessee. Did Pudgy drive all night? Will they find the next scavenger hunt item? Let's tune in and find out.
Now that we have had dinner and are ready to go, what's the next city we have to go to?
Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Shelbyville, Tennessee it is.
I'm glad you're driving this time, Pudgy. I'm gonna put my head back and catch 40 winks and let you drive all night.
I'm happy to do it, Georgie boy. Happy to do it. Well, it looks like George and Maggie are asleep. Come over here and put your head on my shoulder.
This is nice. You know, this is our first trip since we've been married and went on a honeymoon to Niagara Falls, Canada.
That was a great trip, Mildred. The food at the restaurant was great, you look beautiful, and we watched the George, what's his name, go over the falls in the barrel.
Let me think. He was from Greece, Stathakis? George Stathakis?
That's it, George Stathakis. You're as sharp as ever, Mildred.
I'm getting sleepy, Pudgy. I'm going to shut my eyes for a few minutes.
Sure thing, Mildred. Catch a few winks. I'll wake you when we get to Shelbyville.
Oh, dang-nabbit! What's that smell? I was sound asleep.
Either Pudgy is having problems with his dinner, or we ran over a skunk.
Pull over, Pudgy. I think I'm gonna be sick.
I'm pulling over. Just don't get sick on me.
Where are we, Pudgy?
Last sign I saw said Shelbyville 50 miles, and that was about 4 or 5 miles back.
Hungry but there's nothing in the refrigerator? Looking for a quick midnight snack? You want Mama Floppa's sweet American-style fire-roasted fish balls. Just eat them right out of the can. They are simply delicious whether they are served hot or cold. Remember, Mama Floppa's only uses wild, free-range fish balls to ensure their balls are ripped off at the peak of flavor, then gently washed and fire-roasted over an open pit. They are then canned and cooked in Mama Floppa's sweet and salty ball water. Mama Floppa's, a name to remember, a taste you won't forget.
I can't stand it back here. Oh, it stinks so bad. Drive as fast as you can, Pudgy.
I'll roll down the windows.
That just made it stink even more in here. How can that be?
Should I roll them back up?
Oh, leave him down, George. At least there's some air moving. Hurry, Pudgy. I think I might get sick again. Of all the times, why did it have to be this time to hit a skunk?
We have to find some place to get the car clean.
That's for sure.
Look, there's the hotel.
The Dixie Hotel. Doesn't that just sound like a fun place to stay?
It sure does.
I wonder if they have a service that can clean the car.
Well, let's give it the front desk.
Yeehaw! Welcome to the Dixie Hotel and Saloon, folks. My name's Foober Mucus. Y'all can call me Fooby. Most folks do.
We're the radio contest winners. Fooby.
Well, strap my face to the side of a hog and roll me in the mud. That's you folks, is it? I'm mighty glad to meet y'all. You know, me and the other desk clerks have had a little bet going on whose shift you'd be coming in on. Looks like I'm the lucky one this time. Oh, here's that envelope for you.
Hey, thanks a lot there, Flooby.
That's Fooby.
That's what I said, Flooby.
Have you got some room keys for us there, Flooby?
Say, Flooby, does the hotel have a service that can clean our car?
You guys cut it out. Stop busting his chops. He's a nice man. Thank you, Mr. Muckus, sir.
Now, you folks are a real hoot. I'll make sure that it looks like new for you by tomorrow morning.
Well, here we are in Shelbyville, sitting in Pope's Cafe. We've had our breakfast and our coffee. I think Mildred should open the envelope to see what we have to find this time.
Okay, here it goes. It says we need to find the root.
Sounds like an instrument, like a flute or something.
We can't go by what it sounds like. Remember, we thought the Babcock tester sounded like something medical? How about if we split up into teams again, only this time Maggie and Mildred can take the car, and we'll meet them back here at 6 o'clock for dinner.
That's a good idea, George.
We better go now, Mildred, before George has time to change his mind. See you two guys back here at 6.
Do you remember the feeling you had the first time you lit up a Dirk Gherkin cigar? You know that special feeling like when you're catching the big one at the lake or bragging to your friends about the hole-in-one that you made at the golf course last week. Or that special feeling you get when you smoke one too fast and the room starts to spin. That's the feeling you get with a Dirk Gherkin's brined and pickled smoking cigar. I'm smoking pickled tobacco?
It's almost 7 o'clock, and both of our husbands are late.
Maybe we should go back to the hotel and check for them there.
Good idea, Maggie.
They aren't in either of the rooms. The only thing I can think of is to ask the desk clerk. Excuse me, sir, is Fooby here?
No, ma'am. Booby works the graveyard shift. He won't be here till 11 o'clock tonight. Now, you two aren't Maggie and Mildred, are you?
Yes, we are. Why?
Oh, I thought so. Your husbands are in the Shelbyville jail.
In jail? What for?
Don't know. They didn't say. But they did say for you two to come bail them out.
Okay, you two have some explaining to do.
Pudgy and me were going from place to place, just walking down the main street there, asking folks if they saw any fruits or where we could find some. And there we were, standing outside a pet shop we was just in. And I guess some old geezer called the cops on us, because the next thing I knew, we were being arrested for disturbing the peace.
Okay, you guys. You can either see the judge on Monday morning, and he may or may not fine you $10 each. Or you can pay the $10 fine now and be done with it, and you can be on your merry way.
We better pay the fine now, Georgie boy. Today's Wednesday. We can't lose 5 days.
Yeah. Here's your 20 clams, bub. Now let us out of here.
Thanks for visiting Shelbyville, folks.
Let's go, George, before I get arrested again. Only this time it will be for assaulting a police officer.
What did he just say?
He was just saying, thank you, officer. Have a nice evening, officer.
That's what I thought he said.
Well, Pudgy, yet another arrest for disturbing the peace.
Yeah. Oh, no, it'd be so easy.
All I know is I'm hungry and tired. Let's go back to the Pope's Cafe.
Ma'am, I believe you had the steaks and fried chicken. And you had the chicken fried steak and 2 T-bone steaks with all the trimmings for the fellas. Let me know if there's anything else I can get you. I'm here all night, folks.
It's a good thing they have an all-night diner. I don't think I've ever seen George eat so much food.
Oh, what can I say, Maggie? I was starving. Pudgy and me must have walked 10 miles today. I even wore a hole in my shoe. Look, see? I don't know about you all, but I'm stumped. Pudgy and I looked all over the city and found nothing. Then you gals turn up with Bumpkus. We all had a day of being laughed at, pointed at, and put in jail. Then we have nothing to show for it.
You're right, George. We could be here a month before we find out what a fruit is or even where to get one.
Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help but overhear. Did you say you're looking for a fruit?
I suppose you know what that is.
Well, yes, ma'am, I sure do. You see, a fruit is this little metal piece on the end of my pencil, and that holds the eraser in place.
And just how do you know that?
Well, my 2 brothers, they work out at the pencil factory just 7 miles out of town. I know what they call every single part of the pencil.
And just like that, it falls into our lap. I wonder if there's other teams having as much trouble finding their items as we are.
Teams? Say, you're not from the Gum Chewy folks on the radio, are you?
That's us, all right.
Well, shoot. I'd be real honored if you folks would take my pencil.
Gee, thanks, mister. And thanks for knowing what a fruit is.
I think we should leave that waiter an extra big tip.
I'm gonna leave a sawbuck for him.
That's real nice of you, George.
Yesterday was a real doozy. What with Pudgy and George going to jail, I'm glad we're leaving this morning.
Speaking of leaving, where did you say we're going, Maggie?
We're going to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Now that they found a pencil, will George want it sharpened? Will they make a left turn at Albuquerque? Find out next week on part 4 of A Hunting We Will Go on the George and Pudgy Show.
This is the Gum Chewy Radio Network. Tonight's episode of the George and Pudgy Show, A Hunting We Will Go, is brought to you by Dirk Gherkin's Brined and Pickled Fine Smoking Cigars. Did you know that Dirk Gherkin grows and picks his own tobacco and that he himself rolls his cigars between his thighs before pickling them in the finest Miller hop vinegars and smoked salt for that smooth, mellow, satisfying flavor you'll only find in a genuine Dirk Gherkin cigar. And by the makers of Mama Floppa's Sweet American-Style Fire-Roasted Fish Balls. Mama Floppa's uses only the finest fish balls money can buy. These fish balls are ripped off at the peak of flavor, then gently washed and fire-roasted over an open pit, then canned and cooked in Mama Floppa's special sweet and salty ball water. Mama Floppa's, a name to remember, a taste you won't forget.